What up, all my boxing fans? We got ourselves one hell of a fight that just took place. I'm talking about Max the Blessed Holloway taking on Arnold Allen. It was one hell of a fight, guys. I mean, it wasn't something like super superb fight of the year, but still very, very entertaining fight nonetheless. And I definitely highly recommend you guys check it out if you haven't checked it out. So right now I'm about to tell you the results and I'm going to talk about it. So if you do not want to hear it, please tune out in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. So the fight just took place. Just watched it. It was very, very highly entertaining. Like I was just saying, I enjoyed it very, very much. Max pretty much looks like he has not missed a step. He pretty much is still on point, still great boxing, still great hands. You know, still great techniques with his elbows and whatnot. Like, the guy is just all around great. You know, you can't knock him. He is just one hell of a fighter and is always going to be one hell of a fighter. And it just makes you feel like the guy's older. He was even mentioning that in one of the interviews that he was doing. I can't remember who it was with. Maybe it was DC and RC. But nonetheless, he was talking about how, you know, people think that he's older. And it's not that he's older. It's just that he's been fighting for so long. You've been watching him fighting forever. But it's hard to believe that the guy's barely 31 and is going to be 32 at the end of the year. So yeah, you know, he has a lot left in him. Well, you know what? It's kind of hard to say that just yet because at the moment he does have a lot left in him, but you never know because the guy's been in some wars. And even this one, it wasn't one of his craziest wars, but at the same time, he still was in a fight because Arnold Allen was definitely no punk. Arnold Allen was definitely one tough son of a bitch to be fighting. You know, he was one tough guy. And you know, you can't knock him. Yeah, he was undefeated. Yeah, I think he was on a 10-fight winning streak or something to that nature. But hey, you know what? He still has a lot to learn. He's still very young in the business, and he still is gonna do his thing, and he's gonna fight for a title one day for sure. I could definitely see Arnold Allen definitely fighting for a title one day. But now we're speaking of titles. Well, we got a undisputed championship matchup in July, possibly. I don't think that's 100% official. But you got Alexander Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez, and they're going to be fighting for the featherweight championship. The winner of that is possibly going to be facing Max Holloway. Now, I know what you guys are saying. You know, he had two great back and forth matchups that could have gone either way with Volkanovski. I'm talking about Max Holloway. Max Holloway had those fights against Volkanovski. So that's why they did a third fight. And in that third fight, Volkanovski completely annihilated Max Holloway for 5 rounds. It was not even a competitive fight whatsoever. So now you got to wonder, are they really necessarily going to do a fourth fight where the man has not even won not one? Sure, you could give the argument that he probably could have gotten one of those decisions in the first 2. It could have gone that close. And there's actually a few people out there that did feel like Max Holloway won that second fight. But at the end of the day, it was still given to Alexander Volkanovski. So with that being said, you got to wonder what's going to happen next for Max Holloway. Is he going to stay at featherweight or is he going to move up to lightweight? Because it's just kind of hard to really believe that Volkanovski is going to entertain the idea of a fourth fight with Max Holloway after beating him 3 times and beating him very decisively in that third time. So it just really makes you wonder. It really makes you think like, God, what's going to be next for him? What's going to, you know, what's on the line for him? You just do not know. Because I personally don't know. It's just, if I am guessing and if I could play like maybe devil's advocate or maybe I could play around, move some chess pieces and whatnot, I would definitely like to see Volkanovski and Max Holloway move up to lightweight. Go up to a different division, in a different fighting, in a different setting, in a different ground, in a different playing field. Because again, Max Holloway has done what he needs to do. Aside from being Volkanovski, which doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon, or he's going to get another chance to do so at featherweight. And Volkanovski's already beaten all the greats in featherweight, including past and present. You know, he has already done what he needs to do. And if he does get past Yair Rodriguez, I don't even see what other intriguing matchup there is for Volkanovski. He gave Islam Makhachev, who is the lightweight champion of the world, one hell of a fight, a very tough fight. And, you know, a lot of people even thought that possibly Volkanovski could have done it. But maybe even as he continues to train and maybe bulks up just a little bit more, comes into that weight a little bit more naturally and whatnot, he might be able to do a better job at lightweight. Same thing with Max Holloway. Max Holloway had a back-and-forth war with Dustin Poirier quite a few years back. I want to say about 3 or 4 years, give or take. And at the end of the day, Dustin Poirier beat him. Max Holloway, maybe you give him time and you puts on the weight and whatnot to, you know, match up some of the lightweights up there as well. Because at the end of the day, these guys already did what they needed to do at featherweight. It's just not quite there anymore. It's not as entertaining as you would want it to be, you know. So it's just, there's not a lot of intriguing matchups is what I'm trying to say, basically, at the end of the day. So that's just my point of view for Max Holloway, because other than that, I don't see another great matchup. I do not see him getting a possible title shot at featherweight. I just don't. It's just, and even if he did, even if they were giving it to him, who would really want to see it? Like, will we watch it? Yes, that's a given. But do we want to see it? I don't know. I don't know. Do we want to pay for it? Ooh, that's another one. So it's really, really hit and miss. Honestly, that's my personal opinion when it comes to Max Holloway. It's really completely up in the air, and it's completely obviously up to him. Now, as far as Arnold Allen goes, well, Arnold Allen, he's still, like I said, relatively very young. He is still brand new in the game. He has Max Holloway was the toughest fighter that he fought in this division. He still has quite a few few others to go through. You still got, obviously, they could possibly do a rematch with Calvin Kattar, because, you know, that fight ended, unfortunately, not the greatest way. I think Calvin Kattar ended up having an injury. I think it's to his knee or something to that nature. Then you still got Josh Emmett, who's out there. You still got Brian Ortega, who's eventually going to make his upcoming back. You still got all kinds of few other fighters out there that he can, you know, mix things up with and get himself right back into title contention. Because, again, you never know. We might get Max Holloway or Volkanovski up to light heavyweight. Lightweight. So that could actually be, you know, a door open for him. All he needs to do is win one fight. You never know. He's fighting for the undisputed championship of the world. So there's a lot of decisions that could be happening right now, and we just gotta wait and see, give it time, let the dust settle, and we'll find out what happens next. So guys, if you haven't seen the fight, go check the fight out. If you did see the fight, let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.